everyone, welcome to the Irish in the UK. This week we're coming to you from Blackpool. We're here for the Nicky James Music Weekend at the Savoy Hotel. We're really looking forward to a wonderful weekend and we've got a great lineup of entertainment for you. Now, I'm off to meet Nicky James.
Open up your heart and let my love come in. Open up your heart and let my life begin. The sun's going to shine, there'll be blue skies again. When you open up your heart and let my love come in. Well, I don't care if the sun don't shine, don't care if the bells don't chime, just as long as you love me. And I don't care if the world don't turn, don't care if the fires don't burn, just as long as you love me. So darling, let it rain, let it snow, let the cold north wind blow, just as long as you love me. North to south.
I'm here at the Savoy Hotel and I've just found the man I wanted to meet, Nicky James. Good evening, Nicky.
Good evening, Martin. Great to see you.
Well, good to see you too, and what a weekend of great entertainment you've got here.
Absolutely fantastic, yeah. Run off my feet, but it's been a fabulous weekend, yeah. We've got some fabulous music, great artists on, and it's just been non-stop music since we arrived here. And there's lots more to come yet, so...
Well, absolutely. Of course, tonight is only beginning, then you've got tomorrow as well.
That's right, yep. So tonight, in fact, you might hear in the background is Marion Waldron from Manchester, and then we've got Niamh Lynn over from Dublin today, and young Ben Troy, who was over with Derek Ryan. He did a tour with Derek Ryan, Jordan Mogi, some absolutely fabulous singers. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you're a really busy person. How did you find time to organise all this? Because I know the Nicky James weekend in February here at the Savoy was a sellout, and it's only a couple of months ago, and you're back here again.
We started off 10 years ago, but the one in February sold out so quick that people were saying they wanted to come. So I tried this one in June. There's not the same numbers, but it's been great anyway. And the one for next February, that's sold out now. So it's fabulous, you know. So it's a great venue and great music, and the people that travel. There's people here from the Shetland Islands, from Scotland, everywhere. So. South Armagh as well. A lot of my relations are over. So
you brought a few of your townies over.
Yeah.
And of course, look at you've only just come back from Ireland yourself, because speaking about Nathan there, you were in Killarney with him.
This time last week, I was in Killarney.
Yeah. And of course, Nathan's nan and uncle and everybody's here tonight as well.
The nan, the granddad, the auntie and uncle, and yeah, they're great people, and they come wherever I am. They come around and they help me out, and they're just great people to be around. Like, you know, so
So obviously, it's going to be another busy year for you.
It's just non-stop at the minute, and in a couple of weeks we're playing along with Charlie Pride's son. He's coming to Leeds Irish Centre. He's called Dion Pride. In fact, we're doing 2 dates in Ireland with him. We're in the Well in Moat, and we're in Castleblaney, and that's on Friday the 22nd of June. And then Leeds Irish Centre is the 24th of June. Then we've got one in Norfolk, and there's another one, I can't remember where it is. But that's the 20th to the 25th of June is the dates anyway. So we're in Ireland first with him. So.
Well done for a great weekend, Nicky. It's a fantastic weekend here. I've spoke to quite a lot of people that was here last night, and they really enjoyed all the performances and the meals and the food and everything. So well done to you.
You're very welcome, and it's great to see you here tonight.
John, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm from a wee county called Antrim, up the north coast. I've been singing 23 years now. I've been singing country music, pop, rock, but this past sort of 3 years I've focused more on my country music and trying to go into the social dancing scene and concerts and shows and stuff, which has been going really well this past sort of 3 years.
Now, you're a relatively new name here in the UK. You're here at Nicky James's Blackpool weekend this weekend.
Yeah, the weekend has been fantastic. You know, we were here in February as well, which was another great success for Nicky. And this weekend here, has been phenomenal. He puts on great shows and he promotes country music very, very well, which is it's great to be a part of.
Now tell me a little bit about your music. You mentioned country music there. I know that you've got a CD out as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've actually released 2 CDs now at the minute, but the last one there released a few months ago and it went straight to #1 in the Irish country charts, which is an album called The Comfort for Wings, and it's been going really, really well, which is good. It's good to see.
Of course, it's summertime now, John, and there's lots of festivals going on at home. You must be getting really busy.
Yeah, there's loads coming up. I'm playing in August. I'm playing up in Scotland, up in Inverness, and the likes of these weekends with Nicky James and meeting other artists. It's really, really great. You know, I can't complain.
Now, if people wanted to buy your music or indeed book you, how can they do that?
You can have a look on my website, which is johnraffertymusic.com, and you can also get my CDs on irishmusic.co.uk.
We're looking forward to you going on stage later, John.
I'm looking forward to it myself. Thanks for having me on your show as well, and all your listeners. Good luck to everybody.
I'll meet you when my chores are through. I don't know how long I'll be, but I'm not gonna let you down. Darling, wait and see. And between now and then, until I see you again, I'll be loving you.
It's great to be back with the lads in the band, a State of the Heart band. So I've done a couple of gigs with the lads, with Nicky, and they support me in France. I was supporting Emmylou Harris in France last year, so I've become good friends with the lads. So it's great to see them again. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Niamh, tell me a little bit about your musical career so far.
Well, people would know me more from, I released a song a couple of years ago called Sing Me an Old Fashioned Song. So it's over 2 million hits now on YouTube, so that's flying along for me. And from there I've released my album called An Old Fashioned Song, and just recently I've released my first self-penned song called Having a Ball. And I got a visit from Daniel O'Donnell at the very end, so I was delighted to have him on. It was great to have somebody like him. I was brought on to Opry Dira last year with Daniel, and I was a featured artist with John McNichol. So from that they asked me to come back again this year, and they had a Loretta Lynn tribute. So I got to sing with Loretta Lynn's granddaughter, Taylor Lynn, and Louise Morrissey was there, and Rita Coolidge, and Leona Williams. So it was great to be on the stage with all these amazing women, you know. And
tell us a little bit about your new song.
So yeah, this is the first. Well, I've written a lot of songs, but this is the first song that I ever wrote that I've released, you know, because I never had the nerve to do that. So it was a big deal for me. And I'm from Dublin, you see, and the video is set in my grandmother's house in Dublin, right beside Crow Park. And and the bandstand in Phoenix Park as well. We have it set down there. So between that and it's a fictional song. It's about kicking some bloke out that's after doing the dirty on his girlfriend.
Freedom's just another world for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Oh yeah. Feeling good was easy, though, when Bobby sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby.
Jordan, great to see you here in Blackpool, and are you enjoying the weekend?
I'm loving it. Just arrived today there and just off the stage, so that was a great response from the audience, and I really enjoyed my set.
Yeah, and of course you're back on stage tonight again.
And there's a lot of great artists on, so it's great to share the stage with so many great artists, you know.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Now, the last time we saw you was down in Nottingham a few months back, but tell me how things is going for you, and I believe you're back in the recording studio.
Yeah, I'm back in with my good friend Clive Culberson up there in No Sweat and Cool Rain, and I'm recording a 12-track album, and it's all songs that I wrote with 2 guys from Nashville that I became friendly with whenever I was out last year, Kent Max and Gerald Smith, and they've written hits for Garth Brooks and Laurie Morgan and people like that there, so they know what they're talking about, you know, and it's just great to be able to write with these guys, and they're so down to earth as well, and we wrote all the songs in this new album of mine, so I can't wait to get it out and see what the public think of it.
Well, absolutely. How long do you think until that's been released?
I would say in the next couple of months. It'll not be too long. So.
Excellent. I know that you're busy on the road at the moment, and of course you've got quite a big tour coming up with Mary Duff just around the corner now, isn't it?
It's just around the corner. I think it starts on the 20th of June. So we're starting off in Scotland, and then we have a couple in England, and then we have Mary's yearly tour in 3 days in Llandudno in Wales. So it's always a great weekend as well.
So you seem to be getting a lot more bookings now here in the UK over this last 12 months or so.
Yeah, I have. Now, I have to thank a couple of people. I have to thank Mary, because Mary sort of took me under her wing a couple of years ago and exposed me to an English audience and a Scottish, more in the UK, you know. Yeah. And Nicky James as well, who's a great friend of mine and has opened a lot of doors for me as well.
You're happy when I'm out of my mind. You don't love me, but you won't let me be. Don't you ever get tired of hurting me.
Lovely to chat to Jordan Moggy, and we look forward to his new album coming out in the not too distant future. We hope that you're all really enjoying the show at home. Now we're going to take a very short break. Welcome back. We're here at the Savoy Hotel in Blackpool for the Nicky James Music Weekend, and I'm delighted to say I've been joined by Ben Troy. Ben, great to see you back in England again.
Yeah, look, it's great to be back, and thank you very much for having me on the show. Thank you.
Now, of course, it's been an exciting 12 months for you because you've started on your own now. I know the last time I met you, you were performing with Derek Ryan and on that, but now you're on your own.
Yeah, we had a great couple of years with Derek. I definitely learned a lot, gained a lot of experience from him, and he's just a master at a lot of things that I learned from. So that was great. But in the last year, I've branched out onto my own, and I've started doing my own concerts, and I'm very pleased to say that they've went very well, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds, yeah.
And I suppose, Ben, you've got a really young following.
Yeah, well, I suppose that the country music scene in Ireland has rejuvenated over the last few years. I suppose myself growing up, it wasn't really cool to like the country music, but nowadays with the likes of Nathan Carter and Derek Ryan that have came along, it has brought a lot of young people, even my age and younger, to the scene.
And of course you're taking Irish country music not just around Ireland or the UK, you're all over now, aren't you?
Yeah, well look, Ireland is home, it always is home, but we've visited Nashville 3 times this year. We're going to Australia now in 2019, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, we've been all over the world, and we can't wait to see even more countries. We go to Denmark this year as well, and yeah, look, I love my job, and it's fantastic. I love it.
Just walk on by, you say, you better. I love you, but we're strangers when we meet. Just walk on by.
We're having a wonderful night here at the Savoy Hotel in Blackpool. We hope you're enjoying the show at home. Now, I've been joined by Stephen Smith. Stephen, what a night.
It's been a great night, Martin, so far. We're just about to go on stage ourselves, and we've been soaking up the atmosphere here of all the previous artists that have been on before us, and indeed last night and this afternoon. So there's been a lot of entertainment here, and we're just looking forward to getting on stage now in about 20 minutes' time.
Now, it's great to see an event like this, a weekend like this, here in Blackpool, for people from Manchester and around Blackburn and Liverpool to come and see, because a great lineup of artists.
Yeah, there's a great Nicky James, you know, who actually runs the event, as you know. I mean, Nicky, he never, he never drops out on talent, and he always tries to put on the best he can. But I mean, as you say, the area here, Blackpool, it services Manchester very, very handy, Liverpool, and South Lancashire, and there's even people down from Scotland as well. So it's great.
And of course, Stephen, you're no stranger to these areas. You're very busy around Manchester and around the UK, and of course at home as well.
Yeah, well, thankfully now, as we this last couple of years now, we scaled down the big band. I mean, we had 7 on the road, for 12 years, and we scaled it all down to 3-piece. Myself, Chris Blair, and John Taylor. And ever since we done that about 2.5 years ago, Martin, it's been great. It's a different dynamic for us, and we're playing a lot more places in the UK, and indeed, playing at home in Ireland, and which is great because we can be at home as well. I mean, I have my own recording studio as well, so I'm busy with that at times. So it's nice to be at home, but it's nice to get over to the UK, and because we've always been well received here, and we've had the UK's been good to us down through the years, so long may it continue.
Come on, baby, be my guest. Join the party and make the rest. Everything's gonna be alright, so be my guest tonight.
Well, I've been having great reports about your recording studio, and that's something different, I suppose, from singing. You do the other side of the business as well.
Yeah, well, it's something I've always done. I've done it for nearly 30 years now. I've been producing albums for different people over the years, and including my own stuff as well. But it was kind of a hobby. It was a hobby that took off for me a lot of years ago, and it's something that I kind of built into a small side of the business as well. So when I'm off, I'm always involved in music somewhere or another, and it's something I really enjoy. And I put a lot of time and effort into it as well. But it's and you get to meet the other singers and put a productive head on you, and it's good to work with the singers and entertainers who come in to record with you, thankfully.
It must be a busy time because there's so many young singers now, and Ireland is filled with young talent now, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of young singers coming through now, which is great to see, because I mean, we 5 or 6 years ago, 10 years ago, we thought maybe country music is a diminishing business. Is there anybody coming through? But thankfully, since you had the introduction of maybe touching 10 years ago, young Nathan Carter was the guy then who's coming through, and I think he has kind of opened the floodgates and the doors for a lot of young people to say, well, country music is not maybe as stereotyped as it used to be. Country music is a great industry and a great music business to be in.
There wasn't any Palestine, you weren't a queen, but in your faded cotton dresses, anyone could see.
Eddie, you're a great supporter of all these weekends. I've seen you here loads of different times.
That is right, Martin. We've been coming here for years to this hotel here in Blackpool. It's always a fantastic weekend. We love the music.
Now listen, I know yourself and Mary, you love dancing, don't you? Because we've been over to the Leeds Irish Centre quite a number of times, and you never seem to leave the floor.
That is correct, Martin. Yes, we've been dancing since we were 14 or 15 years of age, and I started me dancing in a little place in the Grove in Bunnyconnon in County Mayo. And I'm still dancing today, but it's not in the Bunnyconnon in County Mayo, it's here in the Savoy Hotel in Blackpool.
Well done to you, Eddie. Now, Jerry, of course, a busy time for you with Enjoy Travel. There's so much going on. Just give us a little flavour of how you're doing and what's coming up with Enjoy Travel.
Well, we've a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, Martin, we introduced folk festivals, and they sit very comfortably alongside our Irish events because, believe it or not, there's a great swap over between Irish folk and UK folk, and a lot of the artists that appear, the Irish artists that appear in the UK folk scene, have gone on in previous years to greater things. I'm thinking of people like Christy Moore, for example, who worked the folk circuit in Manchester many years ago, with people like Mike Harding, who is our principal compere on the folk festivals. And then in September, with Brenda McGee, we're hosting a cruise on a ship called the Serenity, and it's on the Danube. It's a river cruise, and we sail from Passau to Budapest and back, and it's really, 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 really relaxing. It's lovely.
Now, for people to book those events, this cruise and everything, how can they do that, Jerry?
Well, they can go on our website, which is simply www.enjoytravel.co.uk, or our folk site, which is www.costadelfolk.co.uk. And they'll get us on either of those, or if you want the telephone number, it's 01254, because we're based in Blackburn in Lancashire, and it's 01254 44 50 50.
What a great weekend of entertainment here at the Savoy Hotel in Blackpool. We've had a wonderful time, and I've been joined by Marion Waldron, who's just come off stage now. Marion, you had a great time performing in there.
I did, it was great, Martin. It was my first weekend with Nicky James's Irish and Country weekend, and it was brilliant. Yeah, really had a great time, thank you.
And they didn't want you to come off stage. Nicky James went on there and got you to do a few more songs.
He did, yeah, he put me on the spot, but there was the dance floor was full of people, so couldn't disappoint, so we went on and did a few more songs, and it was really good, it was great.
And of course, My Irish Mother, your latest single that you got out, that was a really popular song.
Yeah, it's been great, and it's gone down really well tonight as well. It's my first co-written single that I've ever written in my life, so I was delighted that people resonated with it and they loved it and embraced it, and and it's gone well, and it's still promoting really, to be honest, and it's been really popular in Canada and America and Australia and Ireland and England, yeah.
Now, of course, this weekend has become very popular with people, and it's been great in there. So many people up dancing, and everybody seemed to have a great time.
Yeah, they did. It was lovely to see some familiar faces, and everybody seems to be having a great time. I mean, there's a brilliant lineup tonight, and it's one after another, and they're up and down out of the seats, and it was a great weekend. Everybody should do it.
And it's going to get better because, Marion, before we finish, I've got to wish you a very happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you, Martin. I wonder who told you that.
I think the lady behind the camera gave me a good clue.
That's not like her, is it? Hey?
No.
But that's nice. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not telling you how old I am.
Okay, keep up the good work, Marion.
Thanks, Martin.
Okay.
Thanks, Annette.
Okay. Well, what a weekend it's been here. We've really enjoyed ourselves. We hope you've enjoyed the show at home. So until next Thursday night, Henry McGlade is back at 7 o'clock, and I'm here at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. Both shows are repeated every Saturday evening between 8 and 9 p.m. Until next week, keep dancing.